Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for following the Darren Vox channel on Podomatic. Thank you for following and for subscribing and checking it out, as well as just listening, taking the time to listen. Thank you for that. Let's get into the news. Let's get into the podcast. I haven't done a podcast in a good year and a half. Not because I didn't want to, not because I don't have the feeling to, but I just forgotten, and I've got different things I've got to let the world know of how I feel or how I execute things, like the blog, like the Tumblr, the blog, the Blogspot one. I got all different sorts of ways to put my own emotions or my own spin on what I feel about the world and all sorts of things that you can check out if you want to. However, one aspect is that I've forgotten almost until just recently was doing a podcast that I think everyone should have. Like the last one I did was back talking about the Vegas shooting. I think it was like a year and a half ago, 2 years. So, anyways, I thought I'd just update everyone with what I'm doing. There isn't a lot to give you. There isn't like, there isn't brand. I mean, there probably is somewhere like someone tapping on my shoulder. I can feel like, imagine feeling like, oh, hey, don't forget to mention that. Don't forget to mention that. There is something that I think happened recently. Just recently on my YouTube channel, probably about a good 2 months ago, I just elapsed the 90 subscriber mark on my YouTube channel. So I'd like to say probably not everyone here that's watching is going to be a YouTube subscriber, but if you are, thank you so much for subscribing and coming and listening and enjoying my rants and videos and my flight sim stuff. Thank you so much for coming and checking that out. There isn't a heck of a lot of stuff, excellent stuff on what's going on in my life. As of right now, there isn't much going on. There's just the average day-to-day blah of anyone's life, right? The pool is getting closer to open. We didn't open it until the first or second week of July. So, fortunately, because the first time we open it in the first of the season, it will be dark and green. Not always. Rarely will you open it up and you'll ever be like blue, bright blue, right? The first day, right? It won't. It'll be a little green. It might be light green, depending on if you waited 3 years and didn't open it. It's going to be even darker, and it's going to take even longer to get to it. So that's why even if you open the pool and you never use it the whole year, you should open it, get it cleared up, so that next season it's not so bad. I mean, it's still going to be dark and dingy because it had to sit through the winter, right? So anyways, that's kind of what's going on now. We're just working on the pool, getting it ready, even if we don't use it, just to get it running, just to get things going. I mean, you can't live a car too long collecting dust without like starting up and seeing if it does work and if it does run and can you get it running and stuff. So so that's what's going on with the pool. They're coming on tomorrow, I think, to check it out and to look at it and see what they can do about fixing this and finding this way and all sorts of things that they need to do. And then I think that's going on for that. I'm biking a little bit more this summer. I've been biking most every night. Like, not every night. Like, in the summertime, you gotta remember, not every night can I be biking. I can definitely do, because most nights are pretty cool and very in temperature and in weather. They're usually, but then there's those random nights where it might be a storm forecasted and it's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, which might ample time to go. Where it's like a thunderstorm coming through, so I can't really. So I missed tonight because I just wasn't in the mood. I almost forgot about it. So I will tomorrow night. Be good. I just love doing that, like 5 to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock ish. I usually roll out into that kind of stuff and get in and going. I don't want to give you guys too much time of my blabbering of stuff. I just want to give you some updates on that, and I think that's not it. There are some other things I might want to talk about. But that's of what's just the average everyday kind of stuff going on. Like I said, I've been spending each and every night doing the biking, so that's good. I'm trying to think of something that was super big that was of my life that just happened, that was recent, that was like, hey, congratulations on that. nothing that I can say that shoots out in my mind. I'm sure there's some. I'm sure my sister, if she was here, would be like, "Hey man, don't forget about that. Don't forget about that thing, or this thing happened 2 weeks ago, or something like that." A few weeks ago, I was at a folk festival in Ingersoll, Ontario, called the Canterbury Folk Festival. It's their 19th year. Next year is going to be 20 years. It's surpassed us. It's almost next year is going to be when 20 years surpasses them, but it's 19 years so far. It's kind of not tough. It's kind of it's what it is. I volunteered for it that weekend that was 2 weekends ago. Last weekend, I was with one of my friends from St. Catharines, who my dad, sort of before I even knew him, my dad was like a business partner, and it was like, okay, here's my son, and let's chill out, or chill out. We're both not exactly the same age, but roughly about 3 years. He's 3 years older than me, like just turning 40 next year or this year, or whatever. And so he just came down for a weekend and just spent some time at my sister's place, and we just chilled out and relaxed. It was very fun. Went to the mall for a bit, just did some things, It wasn't much because it was like a weekend. It wasn't like a day and a half, 2 days, 3 days. So it wasn't a lot. But, there was some things to do, chill out, have conversation and get to know, It's tough, So, anyways, I didn't want to leave you guys with a lot of shit of, like, you're probably just going, I'm blasé and bored. I tend to apologize for that. I tend to overthink what people might think of this. So if you're like, wow, I'm so proud of you and so awesome for doing this, then thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. God, what else? What else is going on? I could hit the stop button, but there's got to be some more stuff. Like, my monitor on my computer died. And like I said, I've said in my mind a couple thousand times to people I talk to, however I do, is that when it went off, I looked on the internet on my other computer, and I said, okay, someone on some random post somewhere on the internet said, if your monitor doesn't work, like with the cable that you bought, whatever, and it doesn't work, try plugging in the computer, like the computer power cable. Take it, like, obviously if you got a wrong and not working monitor of some sort, you probably aren't going to lose too much of data, and you're probably not, like, you have to log in, like, you have to see view on the screen to log in, right, so, to your computer, so there isn't much you're going to lose. So unplug that, plug it into your monitor, and if it comes up and it's like there's a power to it and it gives it, then that's a super cheap fix. That's like go down to a store, find a monitor to a power cable and get a new one. Okay, so that just comes down to your power cable is wrong. So I did that. I did I put the cable from my computer in there, and it didn't give me any power. So I'm in not sort of limbo, but I haven't have the time or have the thought to go in there and fix it, or either fix it or get a new one or replace it or trade it in or something like that. It's sitting down in the basement in the hall there, just waiting for a day where either I can go with it or someone can go with it. At least it's there so we can remind ourselves to put it there. So it's out of my computer, then it's off out of service, right, and so that means that I can't do anything on my computer. I can, you can rent monitors for, like, if that's how it comes down to that you need a monitor, and taking one, even if it's going to take a day is too long for you, you can rent ones for like a day or two, and pretty much you can rent anything in the world, right? You can rent a computer, not for like forever, because of course it's like a library. You can't take out the book for like 20 years without someone like replacing something, right? So, anyways, that was very interesting. That was so that still needs to get either taken in to 1, get fixed, 2, traded in, 3, or any of those sufficient of getting rid of it, but also getting them to fix it so they can so that someone else can use it. Sorry. So that's to be done, and then I can go back to use my computer again. So I'm using a flight sim on this computer that I'm recording this on. Using it precisely just for flight simming so far. A lot of VAs that I have, like Alaska and a few other ones, all their ACARs and stuff are on that other computer. I can, but I have to download a whole bunch of other aircraft, which isn't impossible. It takes a bit of time, like half an hour, but I don't really want to go through that triumph of doing that. I'll just wait till we're done. Anyways, so that's probably gonna encapsulate it for right now. I think that's probably as much as I need to tell you. And also, by the way, also something huge that I just did. I just started a Patreon page. Now, like I said, I'm not like I'm a struggling artist and I need the extra money for this or to buy that. But I'm kind of putting it as like I don't really need the money. But if you need like another an excuse, like access point to see that stuff, like podcast and videos and all sorts of things, you can definitely see that. And also, like I said, I put the amount maximum amount you could donate to me would be like 99 cents, like a buck. More than a coffee it's worth of a coffee. But you don't have, you don't have to pay me. I'm not really needing the money. I said I'm not really needing the money. I'm just there, just as like a way to put other stuff out on the internet. So that's on Patreon. I will give you when I post this podcast on Podomatic, I will put a link in the description or of some sort. And yeah, so that would be alright. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys all go. I'm gonna do obviously in my videos on YouTube you can see me saluting, but on audio you can't really see me saluting. So I'm gonna salute you. Have yourself a wonderful night, and continue to live on, rock on, do whatever you gotta do, and keep yourself happy and do the best you can. Have a good day, and bye.